What I brought in was what's called a rag rug.
I brought in my wedding suit, a suit because I got married in a registry office and chose not to have the full white outfit.
We operate a business called Cotswold Woollen Weavers in Filkins. We welcome visitors, and you can see cloth, and you can taste cloth, eat cloth, and hopefully buy cloth and take it away with you.
It was a full skirt. Imagine knitting a skirt and a jacket.
I have kind of green trousers on. I've got a kind of green long cloak with a hood. The hood's currently down.
The jacket is quite tight fitting because I seem to be the same size, but the arms are quite fitted, and the lapels I guess are quite wide for this sort of day and age.
The combination of knitting and sound in my practice, I suppose, really started because I was doing an MA at Oxford Brookes University, and at the same time I joined a knitting group, the Oxford Blue Stockings, who still meet every Wednesday in the Royal Oak pub in Oxford. And I think there was something very interesting about spending the day sort of learning about experimental music, and then in the evenings learning about how do I make a sock. I just feel like the magic space of the wardrobe happens inside. The Sonic wardrobe is exactly what you think it would be. It's a wardrobe that has lots of sounds in it. We're thinking about lots of textiles that are part of the history of Oxford and people's really personal connections to them. And I think the wardrobe is brilliant because it puts you in that personal space of choosing clothes and thinking about what you're going to wear, and it's a way of making a personal connection to Oxford. This is my amplifier. It's a surround sound amp, and it's got loads of inputs and loads of outputs. That's what all of these bits on the back are. And these are the speakers that are going to go into the wardrobe, and I might actually cover them each in fabric. What this means is that I can have lots of sounds, different sounds, playing into the inputs and coming out of different speakers through the different outputs. So it's perfect for having lots of different voices speaking about the textiles of Oxford simultaneously, and how the different voices appear in the pieces through these little MP3 players, which are super tiny. And this is an SD card, a micro SD card, and this is going to contain MP3s of people speaking about textiles and sounds that relate to the fabric of Oxford. The starting point for the project really was listening through to oral histories collected by Helen Fountain, and she runs an amazing memory lane reminiscences group with people talking about their memories of Oxford. And I spent a long time just listening to those oral histories and kind of finding little mentions of clothes, little anecdotes about clothes, and then thinking, how can we get this perspective on the city that's seen really through very personal accounts? A lot of it was packing my microphones and my recorders into the back of the Knitsonik mobile and driving along the A4074 to Oxford and meeting people. This evening I'm going to tell you about my latest project, The Fabric of Oxford. I did about 50 interviews for the project, and after a while it began to feel a bit like I was creating a conversation with many different speakers, and I've spent several months turning them into something I can share with you.
Well, I came really not knowing what to expect at all. I kind of thought, okay, knitting, fabric, noises, what is this event going to be? But it was really beautiful. It was really lovely to just go on this journey and hear the stories.
But Jean's memories are very precious to this city in terms of remembering how things used to be made and purchased here.
We went through the passage, up the stairs and into our workroom, which was on the right-hand side. And it was fairly big. And when we went for tea, we had to go up flights of stairs.
It's just a celebration of the sorts of skills that loads of people, especially women, had, and that seem to be forgotten and quite disregarded now, which is a pity.
And at the front of my Sonic wardrobe, there are 5 little pieces of framed fabric with buttons underneath them that allow you to play or pause a track or skip to the next track.
Well, my name is Amir, Today I'm wearing a striped top. I have brought it in Debenhams. It's really nice because it's nice and stripy.
I've enjoyed it very much. I was puzzled by the concept. I wondered what it was, and I was delighted to discover what it was. I enjoyed it a lot.
Anna Belinda was famous for making beautifully tailored dresses in the amazing style of Anna Belinda herself.
That type of dress is timeless. It doesn't look like it's 40 years old, really. I don't think. It doesn't look like, oh God, yes, she's wearing something that, her mother wore 40 years ago. I mean, if I could still get into it, I'd be wearing it today too.
So whatever you're wearing tonight, whatever you decided to put on when you came out, you are part of the continuing story of the fabric of Oxford.
And I thought it was really interesting her talking at the end about how she, you have to trust the material, and you got a feeling that she was coming to this project, and not necessarily knowing exactly where it's going or what you're going to make at the end of that, but that gradually things form together, and you weave your fabric together and you create something beautiful at the end of it.